Wiener Looping is the New-for-2025 Mack Big Dipper coaster of Wiener Prater. This not only is a strong case as the best coaster at this Vienna amusement park, but it could very well be the best coaster in all of Austria. This will be explored in this review of Wiener Looping. In 1982, Wiener Prater built Wiener Looping. This was a modified Schwarzkopf shuttle loop. However, this never operated at Prater due to noise issues. This coaster eventually operated in America's Boardwalk and Baseball and England's Flamingo Land. It currently operates at Mexico's Selva Magica's Bullet. Prater has a more unique setup than a traditional theme park. The owners themselves only own a fraction of the rides. Most are operated by independent showmen. But Prater's owners had a dream to construct and operate their very own roller coaster. This led to the reincarnation of Wiener Looping. This will be a Mack Big Dipper, which is a compact thrill coaster comparable to a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. The ride was originally supposed to open in 2022, but there were a few delays. The most notable one involved a demolition of a building that housed a nightclub. Those owners filed an injunction against Prater, and those legal proceedings delayed construction. Wiener Looping finally opened in 2025. It will be the fourth Big Dipper coaster. More interestingly, it was the second ride of its kind to open in 2025 in Austria alone, as the nearby Fantasiana opened Helios just 1 month prior. Wiener Looping was placed on the east side of Prater, and this looks quite different than most other rides at this park. Whereas most rides here are portable installations with temporary supports, Wiener Looping is a permanent installation with bright red track. Not only that, this coaster itself is quite eye-catching. There's a beyond vertical drop over a haunted house, a speed hill over the midway, and the rest of the track is a convoluted mess of turns and inversions in a tight ball. Off-ride, it is hard to tell where the coaster will go next. The ride looks particularly impressive at night. The structure is illuminated with multicolored lights. The entrance is pretty ho-hum though. You pretty much just have a giant ticket booth. This is because all rides at Prater operate on the pay-per-ride system. There is no unlimited wristband. As of this recording, Wiener Looping costs €8.50 per ride. This makes it one of the park's most expensive rides. It is the second most expensive coaster after Olympia Looping. It is also worth noting this coaster, like many at Prater, is cash only, so plan accordingly. On the bright side, this business model keeps the lines to a minimum, even on weekends. That is important with this coaster because it only has a modest throughput. Each train seats a max of 8 riders, as there are just 2 rows of 4, and I saw 2 trains in use in my visit. I visited on a summer Friday evening, and this coaster was typically a walk-on. In most cases, the operators were waiting a minute or 2 each cycle for extra riders to join the train. At worst, I saw the coaster generate a 2-train wait. Whenever a larger group approached the ride, the operators would load and dispatch the trains lightning quick. If there's a specific seat you want, you are allowed to wait an extra cycle. I don't think front versus back made much of a difference, for me at least, but I would recommend an edge seat if possible. These dangle over the edge of the track. This provides enhanced freedom. With Big Dipper models, they typically offer stronger laterals as well, but Wiener Looping doesn't do too much in this department in my opinion. Now, this coaster originally had the back row of one train facing backwards. I was really looking forward to trying this in my visit. However, all rows were facing forwards. It sounds like the backward seats may return in the future, but they were discontinued for the time being. I imagine these seats would be the best spots to experience the coaster, so just keep that in mind if you're visiting in the near future. The trains are similar to the other Big Dippers. The 2 seats in the center are lower and above a floor, but the 2 side seats are a bit higher and over the edge of the track. But no matter where you sit, you're in an elevated position so your feet can freely move about. Then everyone is secured by the overhead lap bars Mack has used in their newer coasters. These are snug, but very comfortable. I had no issue experiencing this ride's forces. Once secure, the train turns left out of the station. Then, you have a super quick lift hill. This is a signature feature in the Big Dipper model. You are hoisted atop a 102 foot or 31 meter tall lift hill in less than 10 seconds. Once at the top, there's a flat turn looking towards some hotels. This surprisingly offers some laterals, because the lift gives you some momentum here. Just don't get used to lateral forces. This coaster is surprisingly light in that department. After the 180-degree turn, you get a stunning view. You are looking out over the park. Then in the distance, you have Vienna itself. And thanks to a trim brake, you get a few extra seconds to take everything in. Then, the chaos begins. It starts with a beyond vertical drop angled at 92 degrees. While it does not use the ride's full height, it is still a powerful plunge. It offers great ejector air time. It is a stark contrast to the other Big Dippers that instead start with a twisting plunge focusing more on laterals, and I'm all for the negative G's here. The start honestly feels like a double down, because immediately after the drop, there's a speed hill that brings you back down to ground level. This hill offers good sustained ejector, and you will feel every bit of the ride's 50 mph or 81 km/h top speed in the valley. Not only that, there are two excellent head choppers. You narrowly avoid the brake run at the apex. As you're recovering from that, the pullout narrowly avoids the helix. The pullout also offers strong positive Gs. Those continue on the climb into the next element, a banana roll. So is seeing gray by the apex. Then the twist downwards is sharply profiled, so you lift out your seat a bit as you're yanked downwards. Once again, the valley offers nice positive Gs. Next is a stall loop. The apex is deliberately stretched out to maximize hang time. So you're inverted, dangling into the restraint for a few seconds. It is blissful with those open lap bars. This leads to a twist upwards and to the right. This is tame and exists solely to rebuild potential energy. At the top, you have a dive loop. The roll is on the slower side, so it offers solid hang time at the start. Then, this is contrasted by the pullout, which offers decent positive Gs. Up until this point, the coaster is excellent. It is forceful and engaging. However, I really do not like this coaster's finale. It is quite underwhelming. Not just that, the coaster has been very smooth up to this point, but the final few turns, along with being light in the forces, have a shuffle to them. It is perfectly tolerable, but it's weird that it pops up during the slower and tamer parts of the ride. The dive loop is followed by a helix. It has okay Gs at best. Then, there's an elevated S-hill. It is visually cool how it pierces through the stall loop, but it does not offer any force. This leads directly to a mild rightward turn. You then hit the brakes and return to the station, ending the 1,700 foot or 518 meter long experience. That has not a lot of track length, and the coaster definitely feels a bit short. So what would I rate Wiener Looping? I would give this coaster a 7 out of 10. This is a good coaster. I absolutely love the first half. You have some lovely ejector air time, forceful valleys, and sweet hang time. It is also a reasonably smooth experience, which is noteworthy because some of these Big Dippers can be shaky. However, the second half is lackluster, and the overall experience is brief. I also was surprised this coaster did not have much in terms of laterals. This is something the Big Dipper coasters usually excel in, particularly if you're in those edge seats. Keep in mind, this rating reflects my experience, which only had the forward seats available. I imagine I would have appreciated this coaster even more in the backward seats. This would have enhanced the already strong forces at the start. Then the disorientation factor going in reverse probably would have made the second half exciting. I experienced that phenomenon firsthand on DC Rivals' Helix when I went between the forwards and backward seats. I could see Wiener Looping getting 1 or 2 extra points in those seats. I love ejector air time and hang time in reverse, so I hope these seats return and I can try them one day in the future. How does this compare to the other Big Dipper coasters? Walibi Holland's Lost Gravity is still my favorite. because that one offers good forces start to finish. I also prefer the nearby Helios. I think that coaster offers a wider range of forces, and it is a fully themed experience. I do prefer Wiener Looping to Freisei Park Plan's Dynamite though, as that ride's forces are not quite as strong. I think Wiener Looping is the best coaster at Prater though. It offers a more well-rounded experience than the park's other coasters. Those are my thoughts on Wiener Looping, the new for 2025 roller coaster of Wiener Prater. What do you think about this ride? Let me know down in the comments, particularly if you were lucky enough to try those backward seats. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.